Halloween's upon us. 2 weeks until Halloween. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the
brand new Combine.
Hell yeah, we are here about to dive into some NFL, as always, some intramural basketball with the boys in black and gold, putting up one of the craziest buzzer beaters I think I've ever seen. And then we're going to finish off playing some Wavelength, so don't go anywhere because the Combine starts right now.
Yeah, leave it all on the court, leave it all on the field. You gotta give it 100, that's from your head to your heel. This is the time that you want it, it's time to jump in and run it. Let's get to jumping and running into securing the deal. This ain't pretend, it's for real. Turn up the temp just a little. With stakes so high,
he's gonna make the throw. It's a touchdown.
Good looking for him. Block throw, as always. Mike Evans, he scores again.
Mix it up for the Combine. Push it to the limit, how I give it at the Combine. Bet I blow your mind when it's lights, camera, showtime.
And welcome back to the Combine. Now, before we get started into our three big NFL games from Week 6, we are going to be diving into the biggest headlines of the week. Number one, Ravens topple Commanders. Jaden Daniels, heck of a game, though. 2 touchdowns, no picks. Buccaneers put up a 50-burger against the Saints, as you can see by the drip. Thank you, Edgar Rodriguez. That was much deserved for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hey, Baker Mayfield might be that guy. Texans played the Patriots. Drake May, 3 touchdowns in his season debut, more than Jacoby Brissett had all year. CJ Stroud and the boys still pulled it out, though. And finally, the Bengals are fugazi. 10-7 against the Giants with under 2 minutes left to go. That's atrocious for a team of their caliber. What's the name? Zach Taylor?
Yeah.
That guy's gone.
Yeah.
All right.
He's out.
Pack your bags. Say goodbye to Cincinnati, pal. That whole city hates you. Like, so ferociously. But anyways, we're diving into the 3 games that we really love. The ones that just tickled our fancy just the right way. And to talk about that with me, I have Mason Gray and I have Diego David Ortiz.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, of course, yeah. Hey, big round of applause. Big round of applause, gentlemen. Hey, we would love to have you. So, anyways, we're diving into games. 3 big ones that really tickled us. Hey, first one, Lions Cowboys. Lord Almighty, this was my Super Bowl, because last year when the Bucks, were going to get blown out in the playoffs, I looked at some game footage of Dan Campbell, and he's sitting there, just smacking on like Jolly Ranchers and lollipops on the sideline, going, throw the ball to Taylor Decker, rip his kneecaps out. I was like, this guy's awesome. So Dan Campbell became like that scene in Man of Steel where the lady's sitting on the dock and she reaches up to Superman like he's God coming down from the clouds. That's me, and then that's Dan Campbell up there in the sky. Hey, dude.
He is your God.
Oh, my God. Like religion, like family, Dan Campbell. Maybe even, teetering.
Maybe put him on top.
Hey, I love Dan Campbell so much. So to see them win in the fashion that they did, 47-9 final score, 5 trick plays. It felt like Dan Campbell had been holding this at his hip for a full year. Hey, we went to throw that Taylor Decker ball last year. Gets called back for an illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
And a 2-point conversion to win the game.
They were toying with them
the
whole game.
And then now, they toyed with them all game. 2 hook and ladder plays. They tried to hit Decker in the end zone again. Yeah. Oh, man.
They had Decker running routes as a receiver.
It made me so happy.
They had Dan Skipper at wide receiver, too. I mean, that was just...
And that's the best, because whenever you get up in a game, you start to hold back your playbook, because you don't want any other team that you're going to play down the stretch to see what you're going to be using, right? So when the OC, when Ben Johnson walks up to Dan Campbell and goes, hey, 1st and 10 at the goal, we're going to go ahead and run the ball. Do you want Demon or Gibbs? And he goes, throw the ball to Penei Sewell. This guy's awesome, dude. I love it. But yeah, Demont 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff threw for 3. Crazy good performance by the Lions, and this may be the best team in the NFL right now, at least in the NFC at the moment. Little lead up with the Vikings next week, but we'll talk about that later. Browns, Eagles coming up next. Real quick, all I want to say, I've been talking about it all day. Pierre Strong had a good game.
Yeah.
If Nick Chubb was active, I think the Browns win that game.
Potentially.
Yes, I could agree with that, with how close it was.
And that's coming from a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
Hey, you hate Deshaun Watson, right?
I very much dislike him. Both he plays horribly and then his off the field antics.
Dude, I feel like everybody in Cleveland just hates that guy. Like if he goes to get faded up at barbershop, he's like, "Hey, barber, how you doing?" The barber's so mad, dude. He's just fuming.
The energy around him from when he first got to Cleveland versus now is completely shifted upside down.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, they traded a literal king's ransom for him and signed him to that big contract.
Yeah.
And then he's just playing horrible. But other than Deshaun Watson, talk about A.J. Brown, his first game back since week 1. Still A.J. Brown.
Still A.J. Brown.
Still unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
6 receptions, 116 yards, and a tutty. He is still that guy. And I'm sure Jalen Hurts was very happy to have him back in the lineup.
Oh, you have to be. But outside of the good that they did, there was a lot of bad that happened for Philly, right? I don't know if you've seen the screenshot, but there's a screenshot of Saquon Barkley catching a ball out of the flat,
Yeah, and he
like,
had a wide open lane to get to the first down. He didn't get it.
20 yards of green, 4 yards of the first down. He did not pick up a first down on that play. Obviously, if this winds up on TikTok, I will throw that screenshot in there. People will see it, but I feel like people have no idea what we're talking about right now. It was ridiculous, though. When you see the screenshot, you're gonna look at it and just go like, "This guy might stink," But oh my God, any takeaways for the Eagles going forward on things they could do better? Because Browns, obviously, with Nick Chubb, maybe they make something happen. Deshaun is slowly getting better, I think, but not good. But Philly needs to figure it out.
I think Philly needs to figure it out offensively. I think you can give them the benefit out the past couple weeks. They were without their 2 top wideouts. And I feel like now that they have them back, they're getting healthier. I feel like they're going to be playing a lot better. Because missing a player like A.J. Brown, that hurts your offense so bad. Mm-hmm. And now that he's back, I think they're going to give Washington a run for their money, but I still think I still like Washington a lot to win that division.
Yeah. I do too, actually. Jaden Daniels, we were just talking about this, has been an MVP caliber quarterback at this point. Like, just played the Ravens 2 touchdowns, no picks versus a Baltimore defense that I think is very, very talented. Even if it's just, hey, that DB core isn't too good, that pass rush is elite, right? So for him to have the poise in the pocket, not to force a turnover when things got a little bit tough and drastic, it was just phenomenal play by them.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Nick Sirianni, though? What's up with Nick Sirianni?
Hey, good call. Hey,
chirping at the fans at the end.
Yeah, real quick. Actually, shift camera to producer Cam. We got Elijah and Edgar over there. You can't?
We don't have it.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
We don't have it this week.
We're supposed to be a professional TV show here.
I know, man.
This show stinks, dude. This show is terrible.
We gotta clean up a little bit, huh?
This is bad. Anyways, I was gonna highlight and shout him out, but I guess not. We're
here though. We're here.
Hey, they're the best. Elijah McClary, you're the one who brought it up. Hey, Nick Sirianni on the hot seat. What more needs to happen for him to get fired?
He's digging himself into a deep hole right now. I don't know what he's thinking.
It's really bad. Hey, does it all fall on him though? Or does any blame get pointed elsewhere?
Not all of it, but how are you going to chirp at your own fans?
Yeah,
and then for the interview post-game, bring your kids to kind of lighten the mood? Not a fan of that. Not a fan of bringing your kids there.
Honey, give me the kids. I'm going to get ragdolled out there, and I can't do it alone. It's like,
I need the sympathy points right now.
He's crazy, dude. He's legitimately crazy.
It's bad. Hey, that's the mindset in Philadelphia, though. Philadelphia is just, hey, point the blame elsewhere. Let's lighten the mood. Hey, Rocky Balboa style kind of thing. That city stinks. Colts at Titans, our last game of the week that we're covering, and our resident Colts fan, Diego Ortiz.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco's back.
He is back.
He is. Every year, some mid-team needs him mid-season. And every year, he puts up numbers. And, why did we ever think he wasn't going to this year?
I don't know, honestly. And I feel like I had a feeling going into the season, I feel like Joe Flacco, with Anthony Richardson's injury history, he might start at least, 3 games. Already he has 2 starts, basically played the whole game against the Steelers a couple weeks ago. I mean, the guy he hasn't slowed down. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 190 yards. That fourth quarter, I mean, he showed up. Him and Michael Pittman, Pittman who had the late touchdown to give them the lead. had that back injury that a lot of people said would take him out multiple weeks. He comes in fourth quarter, he saves the Colts, in my opinion. I mean, he was absolutely incredible.
The only thing I think they need to work on with him is Pittman is a very Amon-Ra type in my eyes, right? He's a good receiver that can make a lot of yards after catch, and you just have to get him the ball, put him in the slot, let him run drags and crosses all game. And that's what he's so good at. And they get him the ball, but when he's only catching the ball 3 times a game, we got a bit of a situation here. We got to feed that guy the ball more. We don't
not just Pittman. I mean, I like Pierce too. Leads the Colts in receiving yards. He didn't get targeted real until late in the game. You know, Flacco missed him on a wide open touchdown that would have been really the dagger in the fourth quarter. So I just think obviously they won, but it's still not perfect. And I feel like, with Joe Flacco, they are capable of winning games. But in my opinion, with comparing him to Anthony Richardson, this offense isn't nearly as dynamic.
Yeah, so I was going to say, with Anthony Richardson being as stinky as he is right now, sitting on the bench right now, not by choice, a little injury. The Colts over there, that front office has to be looking at, hey, Joe Flacco wins football games. Yeah. Right? As a fan, do you think maybe there's a chance that they name him starter for the rest of the year and let A-Rich sit?
I don't think so. No? I mean, it just wouldn't be smart. I mean, you got to understand, Anthony Richardson doesn't even have 10 starts in the NFL yet.
He doesn't have 25 starts in his career right now. It's crazy.
So it's like, how is he going to get better if he doesn't play? That's how I see it.
God, it is tough. But on the other side, flip side, Will Levis is on a generational run of memes. That guy is so memeable. That face he made, I'm going to recreate it real quick on the comment. He just... that face he did, Oh my
Broke
God!
Broke the ball boy's leg this past week.
Yeah, he did, and then he didn't even apologize for anything.
No.
He ran.
He got right back up and went.
Yeah, he got right up, turned around, and dipped, just out of there. Broke this guy's leg probably, or did something to him. Yeah, this guy is. Oh man, this guy is going to be.
He's unbelievable.
Sued probably.
Yeah.
Anyways. Moving into week 7, we got a lot of big highlights here that need to be covered. The first of which I'm going to cover because obviously my Tampa Bay Buccaneers came to town. They came ready to play. Hey, Sean Tucker and Bucky Irving are legit. Rashad White, bum. Hey, Rashad White, you are a Dallas Cowboy. All right, get out of town. We thought you were good last year. He's not. He 30 yards on the season, whatever he's got. We put Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker in there. They combined for 297 total yards, 3 total touchdowns. Oh my God, dude. I have never been so excited to see run game aside from the Detroit Lions. Yeah. This team is fantastic. Beat the Saints 51-27. Baker Mayfield obviously still leading the NFL in passing touchdowns. But the biggest key for this game is going to be they need to get Mike Evans involved, right? Mm-hmm. Baltimore DB room, as we were just saying, the pass rush is elite. The pass defense, that DB core is not. They're good. They're not great. So if you can get Mike going, maybe those, put him in the slot, let him go 30 yards downfield, just lob it up and let him make a play. If you can get some of those rolling, I think Bucs have a very legitimate shot at winning this game. However, they only have one small thing that's just really pulling them back, and that's the fact that they have not beat the Ravens since 2002. They're not gonna do it again, I don't think. Unfortunately, looking at this Ravens team, I mean, they beat the Commies, the Commanders, 30-23 last week, right? Phenomenal win against a quarterback that arguably is gonna win MVP and Jade Daniels. Derrick Henry leads the league in not only rushing yards but rushing touchdowns, and the whole team as a whole leads in yards per game.
That offense is just firing on all cylinders right now.
All cylinders.
Lamar, Henry, Zay Flowers, I don't know. I don't know if there's a defense that can contain them for all 4 quarters.
Well, see, the problem with that team for so many defenses is Derrick Henry's a monster. That guy's an animal. That guy enjoys putting people on the floor while their families are watching at home. Dude, I still feel bad about 5 years ago, whatever it was. Poor Josh Norman and his poor wife and kids at home. But, dude... So, real quick, Derrick Henry firing on all cylinders, right? Crazy high in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns. Aside from that, they finally got Zay Flowers going as a wide receiver 1, right? 2 back-to-back games with 100-plus receiving yards. Then you get into the red zone. Oh, we got to cover Zay Flowers. We got to watch for Derrick Henry. Charlie Kohler, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. always scoring. Like, there's no way to stop this
Mark
offense.
Andrews finally had a good game.
Finally
yesterday.
had a good game.
Finally had
Yes.
a good game yesterday.
Elite
Love that
tight end
for
for
him.
like 6 years. This guy's a bum. Moving on though, this is the game of the century, maybe. Detroit Lions at 4-1 after we just talked about such a dominant performance against a pretty good team in the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings, 5-0 coming off a bye. This to decide the NFC North leader right now.
Right.
Yep.
Because, I mean, you'd think, hey, if you're 5-0, you got to be holding a pretty good lead. But the Lions are, hey, they're chasing them down,
Yeah, they are.
right? They are DK Metcalf hawking down Buda Baker on that 97-yard interception return. The only thing is, hey, only one of these two teams has a loss.
Yeah.
You know who it's
And
to?
then-
You know who the Lions lost to?
Oh, they did lose to the Bucks.
They did lose to the
Yeah.
The Bucs is so
They
good.
did.
Hey, Elijah McClary. Hey.
Yeah.
How good are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Just flatter me for a second here.
I don't know how to unmute my mic.
Oh, his mic is muted.
Hold on.
Wow.
All right, what was the question?
How good are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now?
They are in my top 10. I will give you that.
Top 10. A top 10 is valid.
They're
That's
top
valid.
10.
That's valid.
Top
That's
10 is-
valid. Okay. Vikings
I think
Lions,
Ty
though.
wanted higher there.
Did you say Taiwan?
Do you want...
Ty Paton wanted a little higher there.
Oh. Look over. He's like, I think Taiwan did something. I was like, what do we? This is a sports show.
Ty,
I'm telling you, dude. I'm gonna say it again. This show stinks. Like, this, what are we doing?
do you think they're better than the Vikings?
Do I think they're better than the Bucks?
Do you think the Bucks are second best in the NFC?
I think if the Bucks played the Vikings today, they'd have a pretty good shot at beating him. It's still like going into a bye. Sam Darnold off his hot streak, he had to take a bit of a breather, to make something happen. But if it was before the bye, no, Vikings win that game. But with the bye, maybe there's a little bit of extra leverage. Maybe the Bucks can pull something out. Either way, though, we are not talking about the Bucks, even though I brought it up. Yeah. We're talking about the Lions-Vikes. So real quick, big things about that game. What do we think?
I'll go first. I think this game is probably going to decide, like, these next two matchups they have between each other are going to decide the NFC North. I mean, the Bears are decent.
Hey, they're pitching a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't think they're going to sustain a whole season of really winning like the Vikings and the Lions will. That's just how I see it. I mean, the Lions right now, their defense is 10th in the league in takeaways. Obviously, they lose Hutchinson. I think that's going to be pretty big. I think that's going to affect the pass rush and obviously the run defense as well. But, I mean, as far like offensively, like Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff. It's like
You don't know you can't stop that.
You can't stop them at all.
Yeah.
This
Another
offense,
Ravens type team where they're firing on all cylinders.
yeah, for real. And I mean, 89 points in the last two games. It's like that's absurd.
Yeah, and then the last thing I'll mention before we dip again into another game is, hey, dude, this defense is another position group that they're working everywhere.
Yeah.
And so as much as it sucks that Aiden Hutchinson is out, and we really want that guy to get better from the combine, hey, we'll send you a take care card in the hospital, pal. That guy's awesome. I really love Aiden Hutchinson. I hope he gets better legitimately. They picked up Marcus Davenport over the offseason. He'll be a viable, let's plug and play. Might see them reach for a edge rusher before the trade deadline. Make something happen because this is a Super Bowl or bust year for this team.
For real.
They are so good right now. Moving on now. Speaking of Super Bowl, we had a Super Bowl matchup, rematch coming up. Chiefs at the 49ers, right? Chiefs coming off coming off a bye week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Coming off a bye week, 5-0. I was going to say another win, but they're 5-0. Niners coming off a Thursday Night Football victory over the Seattle Seahawks, who I still think are frauds and fugazi, but, we'll figure it out. Hey, Niners are maybe potentially bums. They have not played up to their potential thus far through the season, but no Jordan Mason now, no Christian McCaffrey. Tough sledding. So, question to y'all is, what are the 49ers' keys to success here? And how likely do we think it is Chiefs pull this out?
I think that the Niners defense has to take advantage of the Chiefs' injuries on offense. It feels like every single week the Chiefs are just getting more banged up on offense. They've lost Hollywood Brown. They've lost Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They lost early in the season. They lost Isaiah Pacheco.
Rashee Rice.
They just recently lost Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Kareem Hunt and Juju have stepped up, especially in the past game, their last game against the Saints. Juju had a monster game.
Yeah.
That being said, Mahomes, kind of a shaky start. We're not used to seeing that from Mahomes. 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's kind of off for him.
God, I don't know, Jim. Real game of cat and mouse we're seeing down there. And then Chris Collinsworth,
Here's a guy.
Now here's a guy.
You know who could really make a throw like that is that guy Patrick Mahomes. Oh, I hate NFL, dude. It's the best. But yeah, continue. I'm sorry. I had to jump at you. You said Patrick Mahomes.
Like I said, his shaky start. Also, the Niners defense, they're about middle of the pack. They haven't been nearly as dominant as they have in the past few years, which is like very weird to see from them. Usually you're used to the past few years the Niners having one of the top, if not the top defense in the league. And they're just sort of like in the middle of the pack this year. So I want to see if Mahomes can take advantage of that despite their offensive injuries. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think real quick, I just want to say, I think offensively for the Niners, I don't think it's a great matchup for them. Because, I mean, you got to think about it, none of the weapons on the Niners that usually play, like Ayuk hasn't really had, a breakout game yet, in my opinion. Neither has Deebo Samuel. And, now losing Jordan Mason and Christian McCaffrey, I mean, they got it. The Chiefs have a good secondary. They have a good front seven. I think it'll be tough for them personally to get really a sustained offense throughout the whole game against them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a snooze fest, low key, with the offenses and defenses that they've had so far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're going to see a ton of points up, maybe 50 total. Well, actually, that wouldn't be that much of a snooze fest. But with the high-powered offensive nature that these two teams have, it should be a higher-scoring game. But anyways, last thing we'll say is next week when we come back, we might be talking those games or not. We have a couple other little mini storylines that might happen. Nick Chubb returning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Texans at Packers. And finally, Patriots and Jags in London. Jaguars no longer undefeated in London. They got beat by Chicago and painted fingernails over there. Hey, that's tough sledding, pal. But that's all, folks. We are going to be moving on into our second segment. We're diving into intramural basketball and Wavelength. So don't go anywhere because we'll be back right on the other side of this break.
Hello, Hitting the Field family. My name is Andrew Montana, host of Season 19 of The Main Show. And on behalf of HTF, we hope you're enjoying today's content. But I'm here to tell you about everything else we have to offer here at the network. Mondays at noon, HTF Bets goes live with 3 of the best on-air faces we have in the program. Andrew Gregg's personality, Tyler Brownrick's sports expertise, and Nick Cohen's versatility make this show a fan favorite, but also a warm light to guide you through the harsh world that is the sports betting industry. On Tuesdays, Frankie Noble hosts a brand new show called Girls Got Game, blending women in sports, the biggest sports news stories, and creative segments that make for a fun and engaging show. Next up, we've got The Combine, an easygoing, conversational, and podcast-style show dropping on Wednesdays with Ty Paton as your host. No changes there. But a big change for The Combine is the set. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to The Combine from our brand new podcast studio. We've got the lights, we've got the cameras, all for Ty Paton to bring the action, and we hope you're just as excited as we are for this amazing opportunity. Much great content from The Combine this semester, as always. Then tune in Thursdays at noon for our second live show, The Main Show, hosted by, yours truly. Here we'll cover any sport, any topic, any story, no matter how obscure, be it basketball, football, hockey, soccer, UFC, MMA, cycling, even baseball. But be sure to tune in throughout the semester for our special shows, including drafts, debates, and much, much more. Lastly, Nighttime is aired on Fridays, where Patrick Previty and Matthew Bracker talk about UCF and college sports. From in-depth looks at campus's top storylines to collegiate records being broken nationwide, let Nighttime be your primary college sports resource. And outside of our 5-show roster, be sure to tune into our other content, such as the Studio Days vlog run by Vlog King Nick Cohen, breaking news graphics on our Instagram page, and much more. As well, make sure you're subscribed to Hitting the Field Network on YouTube, as well as following us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. But as for me, I've been Andrew Montana. Thank you so much for watching, and back to your regularly scheduled programming.
And welcome back to The Combine. This time we're joined by Andrew Bombamba and Augie Aronson to talk about intramural basketball.
Let's go, baby.
Apparently better than the football team, as far as I understand. Augie's on both teams, so you can speak
both
for
are.
yourself.
We both
Oh,
are.
you both are.
He's a
Anyway,
team captain of both.
My bad. I didn't know that.
I set him up.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know,
Dang, man.
I've
This
been
guy-
drinking
this
the
guy's
red Kool-Aid,
capped.
dude.
I gotta do that. I gotta rent out jerseys and all that, bro.
You gotta
Actually,
rent
I
out
did that
jerseys?
yesterday.
You did do that yesterday.
I did do that
but
yesterday.
I also
It was
had a-
complicated,
Hey,
man. They gave us jerseys with no numbers.
How bad do those jerseys stink when you get them?
Very bad.
They're not like the worst before because they're washed, but
They're
when you
washed,
turn them in, like
they're wet.
And they give you the same numbers too. So like I had like 3 number 21s, so they had to redo them all.
That's been an issue just this
21,
season.
21, 21.
Like last year was fine, but now we're coming into this semester. I don't know what's going on with them and like at checkout and whatnot. But it's just it's
wild.
not. Yeah, I don't know. Got to stand on business sometimes.
It's really bad. So before we dive into the game that happened in intramural basketball just recently, we're going to talk about, hey, what were your keys to the game for this game?
Yeah, you don't mind? I'll tackle this one.
I got you.
So I guess for context, for those of you who may not know, I rolled my ankle on Friday before I drove up.
Oh.
Knee was like, or my ankle was like this. It was bad. It was real swollen. So I was benched. I took this picture too. But man, we put up a great fight against a team that's undefeated. I believe dropped 100 points 2 or 3 times throughout the season in its 4 games. And yeah, it came down to the fourth quarter because we were tied at halftime. We were tied at the start of the fourth quarter. And then going into the fourth, we're making shots, they're making shots. But at the end of the day, sometimes it just takes having the best player on the court. And unfortunately for Blitz, they didn't have Dario.
Yeah, that was definitely Dario. Dario was hooping. He was
Dario.
hooping.
Dario is a scary man.
He's
dude.
getting the ball inside. One guy can't stop him. They throw in 2, he gets an and 1. They threw a triple team at this man, still got the bucket.
Dude, he got a tech too. It was
did get a
crazy.
tech.
He was going wild.
I'm pretty sure that if you put Dario in this game up against prime LeBron, like Dario is gonna wind up at least going even with that guy.
I don't know about even. Don't do that, bruh. Let me know. I already talked about Dario in another show. But nah, man.
Mr. Glaze over here.
I know, right?
I'll glaze whoever. But I want to say he dropped 20 plus.
Dario?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. He was making free throws.
He had like
too.
3 and 1.
Yeah, this was like the first intramural game where we're considering a jersey swap, and these are wet and rented shirts, bruh.
Oh, I know. We almost hung his jersey up on the rafters.
Because it was 24. He said, for Kobe. For Kobe. For Kobe.
Dog, I love his tattoo. It's literally the Jesus crossing up the devil.
Yeah,
it's
speaking
awesome.
of which, hey, iced in the veins or pointing to devil getting crossed up by
Hey,
Jesus.
low
we
key
don't
though,
know.
can we shout me out? I was hooping.
No,
That was
but
you
we
got
will
2
show you.
threes. 2
No, I had like
Let's
4. I
see
had
the
3
play. Let's see
threes.
the play.
Up on screen right now. We have the
Biggest
final
arm.
play.
Look at that
is
pass.
Augie
Look at
throwing
that
the
pass.
ball.
That's that baseball
Caught by
experience.
Dario and
That's that Kobe
buzzer
fadeaway
beater.
off
What a
the
shot.
backboard,
And then
bro.
look how scary this is. If you were playing basketball and Dario
And he's 6'6",
ran
by the
up
way.
to you,
I don't know if we have audio on that clip,
dude,
but I'm
like-
calling him the Venezuelan Shaq for a reason.
the Venezuelan Shaq,
Absolutely.
I mean, he's
I am
6'6" and scary.
planting my feet and hightailing it the other direction.
Dude, he's
like-
benching 500 on a bad day with no hands.
If you
bro.
see that guy in the back alley, you just freeze.
Yeah.
and then he
you
hits
just
you with what
freeze.
sounds like a Lithuanian accent, bro, you're gone.
Oh yeah.
You are gone.
dude,
like the discount
like-
double check.
The
Yep.
not American Medusa out here, just turning me to stone. So
But no,
terrifying.
Also, shout out to everybody on that roster. Everyone
Yep.
put up a great fight, great
We're-
performance.
we're a
Whether-
big team, too.
We're a good team and a
We're
big team.
good.
Yeah, it's hard to score on us. Everybody either contributed in points and rebounds and starting up the fast break.
Eddie played well. Eddie
Eddie had a
Eddie
big
played
game.
well. I was happy with Eddie. And Josh, our point guard,
With-
holding up the
with the number
jersey.
one, yeah.
Jan, Kamani,
Everybody contributed.
my guy James.
Excited.
Yeah, everybody had a good game.
Hey,
Well,
you know what? though?
you were our coach, bro.
The fantastic
Coach.
thing is
Oh, no,
that
I got the pictures.
Coach Montana.
intramural sports finally caught a W because hey, football was slacking. a
Dog,
little
we're
bit.
4-1. We've caught a lot
Football
of
was
W's.
slacking a little bit, all right. But as it says in the notes, it was good enough for a Nike Just Do It commercial. But
Yeah,
now it's time for
absolutely.
us to just do a game of Wavelength.
Let's go,
Transition.
boys.
Yeah, you like that?
Let's
transition?
go.
I love
Let's
that
go.
transition.
Hey, I stayed up till 2 a.m. Walking through fire and brimstone, trying to come up with transitions for the
Or,
combine today.
hear me out, ChatGPT.
Hey,
Boo.
what are you, hey, those are bold accusations you're making, Bombay.
I'm
bro.
not saying they're accusations. I'm saying they're suggestions for the next time you want to stay up for 2 hours.
Do you pass plagiarism checkers?
I write my own stuff. That's why I made it as far I am in the
scholarly.
journalism
All right,
program.
so for Wavelength, if you don't know how to play Wavelength, this is how it goes. I have a number between 1 and 100. The two gentlemen opposite me are going to be asking me questions. I am going to have to respond with a player or number or whatever correlating to the number they have to guess. So, for example, if the number was 9 and they asked for a favorite
Is
chicken
this out of
place,
10 or 100?
I would say like Raising Cane's.
Yeah, are we doing
This
out
is
of
out of
100? Oh, jeez. I've
You
never
said
done that
9
out
out
of
of
100.
100 for Raising Cane's?
No, I said if it was a 9 out of 10, I would say Cane's. If you
Oh,
asked me for
okay,
I
Chick-fil-A.
think
okay,
Cane's
okay.
is
I think
overrated. I'm
I
not
think
going to
Chick-fil-A
lie.
is better. I think you're overrated. How about that?
Oh, boy. What if I said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are overrated?
Oh, hey, I just say.
I'd say your nose is growing, bro.
Hey.
That's such a lie.
That's wild.
Pinocchio.
All right, so
Is that because I'm partially Jewish?
Oh my
I
god.
got a
Hey,
big
what are
nose.
we talking about? Hey, it's a family-friendly show. Okay, hey, man, this show stinks.
That's what I'm saying.
This show stinks.
We need Isaiah back. We
This
need
just
camera
stinks.
force here.
What are you talking about? Hey, I'm getting duked on. All right, so I have the number in my head, gentlemen. You get 5 questions before you have to take a swing.
Okay.
You go first. You got this.
Okay, so you already got the number. Andrew, we practiced a little bit. He threw a good one out to me. 4th of July food.
4th of July food.
Yeah.
Burgers, hot dogs, potato salad, coleslaw, mac and cheese.
You know what I'm going to give you?
What's that?
Macaroni salad.
I like macaroni.
I like macaroni salad too.
But
I don't think Ty likes macaroni salad.
We also have to consider everybody else because this is like a public
you got to remember, okay,
consensus.
like in all fairness, look at the color of my skin. I eat Lay's potato chips and potato salad.
Potato
and
chips,
like
not
ribs.
potato,
Okay,
potato.
that's what I
Okay.
have for dinner. All right.
You take this next question.
Like-
Personally, I think that's like mid.
What number are you thinking? Because we can average out kind of thing, you know?
Well, it's out of 100, so
Is it out of 100?
Yeah.
50,
Okay.
I'm thinking like 58 to 65 range.
Let's think like 60s. Okay. Oh, we're locked in on this one, right?
Yeah, I can tell.
Brain rot.
Oh, brain rot.
I'm gonna be zero help in
Oh,
this.
brain rot.
He posted something about
this is such a
he
good
posted
one.
something about the Ravens or something about
The Steelers.
The Steelers. It was a Steelers thing.
Brain rot reels.
And I said, I was like, bro, relax. He sent me so much brain rot back. I had to ask him what it was. I had no idea what any of it meant. So it's all him with this one.
Okay.
No, it's all us.
God,
We're
brain
locked
rot
in
is
right
so peak though. I love my brain rot.
Brain nerd. Reading is brain
Yeah,
rot.
no, yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Hey, brain rot is brain nourishment. Give me. Oh God.
If he says like Miller Grove, we're going 10.
I don't even know what that means.
Give
you gotta
me,
trust.
Give me Lunchley.
Oh.
I have no idea.
Okay, this is an up and comer, right?
It's I wouldn't say up and comer.
But this is like on the newer end of brain rot. You know, like
It's
you
on
got,
the
you got,
newer end of brain
you
rot,
got
'cause
Quandale
so-
Dingle that's coming up in like 2021
But
kind of
that-
thing. You know?
that's-
I
that's
do
the
know
thing.
Quandale
That's the
Dingle.
thing.
I do know Quandale
There's
Dingle.
so much brain rot that's so peak that it's hard to kind of like get
yeah.
a.
So what are you
everything's
thinking here?
like
I'm not
I'm
any help.
thinking like, this. You said there's so much brain rot that's peak, right? So I wouldn't say this is like.
This isn't peak.
I'm not like I think we can scratch off 9, 10. I'm hesitant towards 8. I'm thinking like around 7.
In the 70s?
Maybe like mid 60s because of what we said last
Okay.
time. Like we're thinking around
With
60.
macaroni
so like
salad?
66.
I got a good one for him right here.
66, no
So
root.
I think we'll be able to fill some out.
What do you got?
Soft drink.
Soft drink.
Cooking.
Ooh,
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
I got one more good one for him too.
Yeah, you got next.
Give me IBC root beer.
I don't like root beer, so
I like root beer, but I don't drink IBC root beer.
it sounds like IDC International
I
Diamond
think
Center.
this might be below mid.
Yeah. Are we?
No, not by that reaction. It looks like he likes IBC root beer. Okay, so then NFL player then.
Oh, NFL player. Trace McSorley.
Oh man.
Oh, so this guy's a bum, but also he could be like a meme god. So I don't know.
I mean,
It could,
technically
like,
he is a meme
Dude,
guy, but
Trace
I
on
also
the
think he's a
Ravens
bum.
was
All right.
fire.
Four.
My question
3.
is going to be Halloween candies because
Ooh, good one.
All right. I think we're going in the wrong direction, so I'm gonna have to steer you back to the right direction. Almond Joy.
Get out.
garbage.
No, I actually love almond joy. So no, I'm kidding.
Bro.
No, I'm kidding. Who likes almond joys?
Nobody likes
I
Almond
know one
Joys.
person that likes almond joys, and I ain't
Andrew
seen her in
Gregg's raising
years.
his hand. And Nick Cohen. All 3 of you guys and Edgar, you guys all like almond joy?
God, we got a bunch of bums
ultimate.
working at the combine.
Jesus.
apparently.
I'm thinking like
Gotta restaff.
Wait, you said steer us back in the right direction, so
Yeah.
maybe this is below.
This has got to be
5.
below.
What are the other things?
I'm thinking like a 56,
I'm giving you
57.
10, 9.
What were you
If
saying?
you want to shoot,
8.
shoot. I wouldn't care.
What
But I
were
think
you
it's in the
saying?
50s.
54.
6,
Like a 54 to
5.
57.
4,
You picked the last number. We got the
3,
range. You picked the one. You picked the number.
2,
53.
1. It was actually 23. Yeah.
Wait. So what else did we talk about? Like
Brain rot, which I try to give you.
Lunchley's 20.
Lunchley's not good.
Put
brain
some
rot.
respect on Trace
Oh, I
McSorley.
thought you were talking about the meme, not the actual food.
No, I'm talking about the memes. Like there's just, but that's just how it works.
But
Look,
Lunchley's good.
Macaroni salad is
No,
macaroni
it's
salad is
not.
better than
Don't tell me
23.
Macaroni salad is good. Macaroni salad stinks.
Macaroni
You
salad
mean to
doesn't
tell-
make the
okay,
plate, but it's an
okay,
also
we gotta-
an okay
we-
addition
we-
to the plate.
We gotta get out of here.
Okay,
We
okay,
gotta get
go.
out of here. But
You go.
Hey, that's the thing. Hey, if you like macaroni salad, hey, you're a bum. You're a bozo. Okay.
Dang, bro. Look
That's
who you
just
brought
how it
on here
works.
then.
That's all the time we have for the combine. We will be back next week with some more fun
Never
and
thought I'd
obviously
be on a
football
podcast.
news. Well, now you are. We'll see you next week. Talk to you then.